Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Demarius Hoyle, docket number 20-203FH. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Hoyle, you were convicted of 2 counts of violations involving dogs used for fighting. Those are each felonies, each punishable by up to 4 years in prison. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You are represented by Mr. Feinberg. And Mr. Feinberg, have you had a chance to go through the pre-sentence report with your client?
I have, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
There are none.
Any objection to the scoring of the guidelines?
I am not objecting.
Okay, Ms. Maycomer, do the people have any corrections to the report or corrections or objections to scoring?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did the people wish to be heard?
Very briefly, Your Honor, I don't think the recommendations on this case are unreasonable. The only thing that we would request is that there is a probation, condition that he not be in possession of or provide care to any dogs while on probation. People would just ask that the court at this point also add on that he not reside with any animals while on probation. Other than that, we'd leave that to your discretion.
Okay, I should mention, I made a small correction. I forgot to say it, but I made a small correction on the face sheet of the report, and then also it's under evaluation and plan. It wasn't stated exactly right, but the plea agreement, the Killebrew agreement states, this is what it should say, no upfront jail and defendant agrees to probation.
Correct.
Okay, so I made that. All right, and then that takes us to you, Mr. Feinberg, for your comments.
I have no comments, Your Honor. Just ask the actual recommendations be adopted in their entirety, please.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Hoyle, was there anything you wanted to say?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I would just say that I'm going to follow the Killebrew agreement. I do find this animal fighting thing to be really abhorrent. And, the thing is that when I look at everything that's in this pre-sentence report, it sounds to me like you're a person, Mr. Hoyle, who is pretty good at planning and, I think in order to do this, as abhorrent as I find animal fighting, you have to have some real, I want to say like organizational skills. You have some talents. They're directed in completely the wrong direction, but you have talent. So why don't you take the talent and put it towards something that would be good, that would enrich your life and keep you out of trouble, because you certainly have the ability to do that, and this is not the first time that you've been in trouble. So, let me just suggest that you take what it is that you're so good at and find another outlet for it instead of this really repulsive animal fighting outlet. I hope that you'll find your way to do that while on probation. I am going to, pardon me?
I said thank you.
Sure. I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 18 months, 1 day in jail with credit for 1 day served. You have to pay $130 to the Crime Victims Fund, $136 in state costs, $180 in oversight fees payable at the rate of $10 a month, costs to the county in the amount of $500 based on the State Court Administrative Office calculated average cost of a criminal case in Ingham County. Additional conditions of probation are no use or possession of alcoholic beverages, controlled substances, drug paraphernalia, or medical marijuana. Comply with both drug and alcohol testing as your agent directs. You must complete a substance abuse assessment if you have a positive test, and complete whatever outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment you are referred to. You must complete the MRT program, waive confidentiality, and allow any treatment program you're in to disclose information about you to your agent. You must not engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You may not have any contact with anyone you know to have a felony record. You may not possess a weapon while you're on probation. You must comply with the written and verbal orders of your agent, let the agent into your home at any time, and submit to a search of your person or property without need of a warrant. Report any changes to your agent within 24 hours, and you may not be in possession of or provide care to any dogs while you're on probation, or reside in any household with animals. And Mr. Hoyle, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 42 days of today's date. It will explain that more in a form that will mail to you. You should just be aware that if you want to start an appeal, the time period of 42 days starts from today. Okay, do you have any questions before we go?
No.
All right, good luck to you.
Adjourned.
You're all
Thank you, Your
set.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Danny Tran, docket number 20-579FH. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Tran, you were convicted of embezzlement, $1,000 but less than $20,000. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Can you just verify you're okay and in agreement with us doing the sentencing without you being here in the courtroom?
Yes.
Thank you. And you have the right to an attorney. You are represented by Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry, have you had a chance to go through the pre-sentence report with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
And do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
I actually do. I spoke with him recently before the hearing. It does say that he's employed full-time at Aldi. He is actually employed part-time at Aldi. He works there approximately 20 hours a week. He's also a part to full-time student at LCC, taking 8 to 12 credits.
Okay, let me find the part where it says full-time.
It's on the bottom of page, I believe that's 4.
Yeah, they stopped numbering the pages for some reason.
Yeah, I don't see a page number, but it's page 4 right after it says marriage, employment, starts at the top of the page with family.
Got it. Okay. And that was your only change?
It is.
Okay. And any objection to the scoring of the guidelines?
No objection.
Did the people have any corrections to the report or objections to scoring?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. Did the people wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Berry.
Thank you. Talk a little bit about my client here. He has finally found a major that he believes is the path to success. He changed his major to business administration. It caused a setback in his credits at community college, but he figured he'd rather graduate in something where he saw himself working in the future than continue essentially wasting credits. So he's now on the right path. His goal is to complete another year at LCC and then transfer to a 4-year university and switch to something like marketing or something in the business realm sector, depending on what class or what area fits him when he gets to that point. He's been working full-time at Aldi on weekends. He works about 10 hours a day for the weekend, so he puts in 20 hours in a 2-day stretch, helping with getting everything ready. He makes about $16 an hour, so pretty decent income, and that allows him to focus on his studies during the week. Currently he's taking 8 credits, but he plans to increase that to 12 credits this spring. He's had to adjust to this whole COVID lifestyle of education remotely, which has been a difficult adjustment, but he seems to be doing pretty well in his classes. Obviously, we're dealing with that here today with us at our remote offices at home, respectively. He's got a stable family relationship. He lives with his mom. His sister is a very positive role model that he has in his life. He was very ashamed to tell them about what occurred at this incident. And since then, he started to kind of work his way through it. He wants to get this behind him and move forward with wife, and he understands that as part of that, he's going to have to pay back some restitution, and he's been working and saving up money to be able to do that and move forward. He has not had any alcohol since prior to the arraignment on this incident. Prior to that, it was only rare to occasional use. He had used marijuana in the past, but stopped in 2018 and has not used since then. Other than that, there's really no substance abuse or alcohol abuse that I've seen in this file, and I would agree with the pre-sentence report that there doesn't seem to be any indicative risk factors there. And we ask that you sentence him to a period of probation, take this sentencing under advisement of HIDA, but under HIDA, and I refer to the court.
All right, thank you. Mr. Tran, was there anything you wanted to say?
Yes, Your Honor, I made a mistake. It's been weighing me down. I truly feel guilty. It's been hard for me to tell my friends and family how badly I messed up because I'm ashamed of it. But I want to try my best to turn my life around and learn from the situation and to never make a mistake like this again. I want to stay in schools. I want to stay working and be on a positive path and stay out of trouble.
Okay, thank you. Well, Mr. Tran, I think you're a good guy, I really do. And, you're young and this is your first offense of any kind. Yes, it was a rather involved scheme, but you have remorse, you're employed, you're going to school, you have goals, you have a good family. I mean, there's just so many good things to be said about you. I think that, a little shame is a good thing because it keeps us all in line, but don't have too much of it, okay? Give yourself a break. You're young. You made a very, very bad decision. A lot of young people do that. We are not defined by the worst thing we ever did in our lives. If we all were, we'd all be in trouble, So give yourself a break and say, I did something really bad. I'm going to pay for it in a way. I mean, not excessively, but I'm going to pay for it. And I'm going to learn from it and move on and take the things that, all the really, really good things that you have about you and make something better out of your life. So you're really headed in a good direction. And I know, it said your mother is disappointed. I understand that. If she sat in my seat, she'd understand, though, that a lot of young people, make monumentally bad decisions, and it's not the end of the world. You'll move past this. You'll put it behind you, and it's not that uncommon. You will be just fine. You seem like a smart, motivated, hardworking person, so you're going to be just fine. I will grant your petition for treatment under the Homes Youthful Trainee Act and place you on probation for a period of 12 months, 1 day in jail with credit for 1 day served. You have to pay $130 to the Crime Victims Fund, $68 in state costs, oversight fees in the amount of $120, payable at the rate of $10 a month. Restitution in the amount of $5,372.59 to Meyer. Costs in the amount of $500 based on the State Court Administrative Office calculated average cost of a criminal case in Ingham County. Additional conditions of probation are no use or possession of alcoholic beverages, controlled substances, drug paraphernalia, or medical marijuana. Comply with both drug and alcohol testing as your agent directs. You must not engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. No contact with anyone you know to have a felony record. You may not possess a weapon while you're on probation. You must contact your agent within 24 hours of being placed on probation. You must comply with the written and verbal orders of your agent. Let the agent into your home at any time. Submit to a search of your person or property. Report any changes to your agent within 24 hours. No contact with Christopher Yenser Troy, Devin Valesky, or Joshua Knopf, either directly or through another person. You must make genuine efforts to find and maintain employment or school, combination of the two, whatever it is, as long as your time is taken up to the tune of about 30 hours a week, you will be fine. And Mr. Tran, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to help you. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 42 days of today's date. There is a form that explains more about that and that you use to start an appeal. We will send it to you. You just need to know that the time period of 42 days starts running from today. And you'll notice that one of the things I ordered was contact your agent within 24 hours. So within 24 hours of right now, you'll need to call the adult probation department and check in with them. Will you do that?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great.
Your Honor,
I think I need a.
one question on the restitution. I understand this case was joint and several. $5,372.59. Is that each individual defendant pays that amount, or is it that's the total amount all of the defendants pay? He wants to make sure he's proactive, but also, we're assuming he shouldn't. Yeah, if you could explain.
I've always found this area of criminal law to be extremely troubling. I believe the Court of Appeals says that it means he's responsible for the whole amount, and whoever pays first ends up paying the most because Meyer doesn't get to double dip or triple dip in this case. That's never seemed fair to me. I didn't specify joint and several for the reason that one of those individuals I don't even have jurisdiction over. But I think by operation of law, it is joint and several de facto, even if I don't order it.
Correct. Okay, so as long as he's on a payment plan to pay at least a portion of that, and then if 12 months rolls around, it hasn't been paid off, he's still on the hook for the rest of it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's the way it works. So the most responsible person ends up paying the most. Doesn't seem fair to me.
I was pondering earlier today. It didn't seem fair to let the people off the hook that don't plan accordingly. Yeah.
Right. I
right.
believe that's what the case law says.
It is.
Did you have a question, Mr. Tran? I thought you had a question.
I just needed to know how to contact the corrections officer.
Yeah, the probation agent. Mr. Berry, can you give him the number?
Yep, I'll forward it to him after this call. Thank you.
Okay. You're all set then. Good luck.
Yep, bye.
Thank you.